Okay, so for this move, we're going to call it developing the length in the thoracic spine. So this move is a bit of a challenge, but what we're going to need is you're going to need a chair, and you're going to need a block and a couple of blankets. For this reason, we don't actually need the blankets because we're using this kind of chair. But if you can use whatever kind of chair, but the chair is going to have to be beside the wall. So if you don't want to mark up your wall, get a blanket and just put it over top of the chair, and then you can abut it against the wall. So this just prevents any marking. So you might need a blanket here. And then if you have a hard chair, like a kitchen chair that you want to use, which is sometimes even better, a cushioned chair actually isn't ideal. Probably a harder chair is better. But you want a blanket to put over top of that hard surface. And the reason is just a little bit of cushioning, simply because it when your arms are going to be on the chair, as you'll see in a minute, it can be a little distracting, the pain, like a sharp pain that's on the bone. So we just take out the distraction so that you actually can feel the pain from the other move a little bit better. So you may need another blanket if you're using a harder chair. Since this is the only chair that we have at the clinic, we're using this one, and it's soft, so we don't actually need a blanket for this. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you start by putting the eye of the elbow at least a third or halfway onto the chair bottom. So go ahead and do that. Up a little higher. If you don't start with the elbow as high as it is, and let's say you started back here, you just don't have enough room for this forearm to rest on the chair, and you need that, or not the forearm, the upper arm to rest on the chair, and you need that support in order to kind of use it as a lever for what we're about to do. So do make sure that this elbow that you're starting with at least a halfway or a good third onto the base of the chair. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this block and you're going to hold it in your hands. And then you're just going to move your feet back, your knees back, so that you're approximating a tabletop position. Okay, so try and make sure as best you can estimate that this femur is directly in line like a table. So sometimes people might be a little bit too far back. Just go a little further back. So just, try to avoid that, or try to avoid a little too much further. So just a little up now. Okay, so that's what can happen. Okay, and now what we're going to concentrate, we're going to get the lumbar spine right. So just cheat for me and let it really sag down. So a lot of times people will, if with loosey backs, a little bit more common with females, they'll just let everything hang on the ligaments. So they may appear more flexible, but over time, that really does create some low back issues, and I'm one of them. So if you're scooping and this belly is really hanging down, we got to support the lumbar spine. So it's too much an extension here. So what you're going to do, and it's not a massive contraction, you're just going to draw the belly button up. Okay, that's it. So it's not that this remains hard under here. It's not hard. It's just lifted up. And so the belly button drew up, and what that's doing is the organs are now actually supporting the lumbar spine. So this should actually, ultimately, it does remain quite soft throughout all of these moves. So what we're ultimately doing is we're trying to get this little bit of round out so that you actually do become looking like a tabletop. Here's where the work starts to happen. So you're going to bring your elbows to 90. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to, same action here, you're going to roll your tricep up over the bicep. Tricep up over the bicep. As this belly button is lifting up, you're pressing as best you can this portion of your thoracic spine down to create length in this back. What happens here in these shoulders is it's a really uncomfortable pain. So just know that you're not gonna not make it from this move. Just enjoy it. It often feels very ripping and very wrong, but if you do work it, and then you can take a rest. Thank you. But we're going to do it again. If you do work it, eventually this does move down and these shoulders do open. It's quite beautiful. I want to show you again what to do. So set up for me again, put those shoulders back up and hold this block. So it's really quite good. And if you press the hands into the block, you can even actually work this action a little bit more and get that lovely pain happening again. But I just want to show you though about moving in this thoracic spine. So just really cheat for me again, sink this lumbar spine in and press this in. And you can really get that down. Look at that. Now keep that. So actually cheat for just a millisecond. See if you can keep that in and lift this up slowly. And that's the work. This will really help get this back nice and straight. This move over time, we're talking, you're looking at weeks to months, probably years, of getting this, depending on the round. But it does work. It really does. You can totally change. You can totally change it. But you just got to do these kinds of moves religiously. Okay, and that is developing the length in the thoracic spine. Okay, thank you. Yeehaw!
Okay.
I know that one's a killer. That one's a killer.
That is.
That one's
a really, really good way of